sure mommy films this? Yes, you are. Yes, you are going to keep quiet. Just for 30 minutes, okay, Papa? All right. I love you. I love you so much. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss Tata D. If you're new here, welcome. I make videos on motherhood, on lifestyle, and everything in between. I upload every single Tuesday and Wednesday, so do hit that subscribe button and make sure you also hit the notification bell right next to it so that you are notified every single time I have a new video up. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much for the continuous support. I really appreciate it. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the 5 things that you need to do to prepare for labor and delivery. These are 5 things that I did personally, and they really helped me just feel a little bit more prepared for labor. I know that you can never fully be 100% ready to give birth or for the childbirth experience, but these tips will definitely make you feel a tad bit readier, or maybe 70% ready for childbirth. So if you are interested, then just keep watching. The first thing that I advise that you do to prepare for childbirth is to take a birth class or a childbirth class. Now, I took a childbirth class when I was about 35 weeks pregnant. I went to a class in a facility called Sirurubele Center. It's here in Gaborone. If you have any questions about it, then you can just DM me on my Instagram and I'll tell you everything about it. I'll even give you contact on how you can contact them and all that fun stuff. Basically, in a birth class, what we learned were like techniques to relax during labor, some different labor positions. We talked about some pain relief options. We also touched on some stages of natural labor and also C-section and C-section recovery. We also talked about some other medical interventions that are there during the labor and delivery process. We also talked a little bit about a newborn care and also just what to expect during those first few days after giving birth. But the biggest thing and the most important thing that I took out of the childbirth classes was definitely just a way for an opportunity for me to bond with my partner and an opportunity for him to feel included during that childbirth stage, so that it doesn't just quite feel like it's only happening to me and it's only my experience alone. It was really great for me to feel like we are experiencing it together, and so that he can learn ways to also feel like he's a part of the process. And he was my birthing partner, so he was somebody who needed to be informed and knew what to do and know what to do during that stage. So it was really important for him to also take the class with me. I really recommend that if you can, you do it with your partner. It really helps just bond you guys and make you feel like together during that process. Another thing that it really helps with is just to address your fears. Now, going into labor, we all have so many fears of things just not going as planned or going wrong. It really helps just to go through a class like this, just so that your fears are addressed, so that you can talk to whoever the instructor is about those fears and all that stuff. Typically, birth classes will happen where there is a lot of other pregnant moms available, so it's very great to just share your concerns with them, other pregnant women, and also share your concerns with the instructor, just so that your mind and your heart are put at ease and your anxieties are a little bit minimized just about giving birth and all that stuff. Just to talk out a lot of things that you have as a pregnant and expected mom. It's really good also to talk it out with other expected moms. It really gives you that sense of feeling of readiness or calmness. So I really recommend that you take a birthing class if you are pregnant. The second thing that you want to do is to prepare a birth plan. Now, a birth plan basically is an outline that kind of communicates your wishes and your goals before, during, and after delivery. So a birth plan is just the best case scenario thing. It's very important to know that with childbirth, things don't always go as planned. So you need to make your childbirth plan flexible and also very realistic. You don't want to have some unrealistic expectations and stuff like that. Now for us, my birth plan was pretty simple. And it was something that I was sharing and touching base on with my OB every other week. As closer and closer I got to my delivery date, I would talk to him about it. We would also adjusted here and there if there were things that obviously that I was in over my head with and stuff like that. So preparing your birth plan, it's really important that you talk to your medical practitioner that's going to be helping you, whether it's going to be a midwife, whether it's a nurse, your OB like me. It's also very, very important that you share your birth plan with your birthing coach or your birth partner, whether it's going to be your partner or your boyfriend, your husband, whether it's going to be your mom, your best friend, or anything like that. It's very important that you share your birth plan with them as well, just so that they are able to communicate for you during that labor stage when you can't quite communicate because you're going through the most, which is giving birth. So it's very important that it's somebody that you trust and you know that they're going to respect your wishes no matter what. If you are interested in knowing what I had in my birth plan and all that stuff, and if you're interested in getting any kind of help from me in preparing your own personal birth plan, then definitely hit me up on my Instagram. I am more than willing to help anyone who's kind of going through this stage. The third thing is choosing your birth team carefully. Now, your birth team can consist of your birth partner, your birthing partner, or your birthing coach. Or it can include your doctor or your OB. It can include your midwife or your nurse or everybody just that's going to be involved during that labor and delivery process. I chose my OB. Obviously, my OB was somebody that I had initially known that he was going to deliver my baby. When I was choosing an OB, I had made it very clear that I wanted an OB that's going to also deliver my baby. There are other OBs out there that are just OBs, but they don't deliver babies. For me, I wanted one that was going to deliver my baby because I wanted somebody who was really familiar with my situation, who knew my wishes, like I said before, and all that stuff. So it was very important that my OB be there when I give birth. My birthing partner or my birth coach was my partner, who I chose because simply he just knew me and he knew what I wanted. He had been with me through the process of pregnancy and had known my struggle. I trusted him. I believed that he had my best interest at heart, and I believed that he was able to communicate for me in times when I couldn't. So it's very important when you are picking these people that you pick people that are going to respect your wishes, that are not going to override a lot of the things that you want to happen when you are like so crazed out during the birth process and you can't really communicate for yourself. So it's very important that you pick people that are going to have your best interest at heart. The fourth thing that you want to do to prepare for childbirth is to take a hospital tour. Now, we took our hospital tour when I was about 37 weeks pregnant. Basically, what we wanted to know is we wanted first to find out how long it's going to take us to get to the hospital. We also wanted to know where the maternity ward was so that when labor happens, because sometimes labor can happen so quickly and you just need things to happen really quickly, so you don't want to be delayed by funny things like trying to find parking and trying to find out where maternity ward is or where the reception is and stuff like that. So we wanted to make sure that we knew where everything was, just in case everything happens so quickly and we need to rush and all that fun stuff. So we went in there wanting to find out all these funny little things. So when we got there, there was a nurse that actually gave us the tour. She showed us where the maternity ward was. She gave us a tour of the rooms that we're going to be staying in, where we're going to be sleeping, and just the general process of what happens when you go into the hospital when you're giving birth, in terms of where we're going to get our paperwork done and all that stuff. And also she gave us an opportunity for us to ask questions, where we asked just a bunch of questions about what to pack in our hospital bag. Questions like what are the pain relief options that they offer in the hospital. We also asked if they are allowed recording devices such as video cameras or phones and stuff like that. But we also asked just the general rules and regulations of the hospital in terms of visiting hours, in terms of who can visit, whether children are allowed to visit and stuff like that. And we also talked about costs, and we also talked a little bit about what can happen and what the hospital offers in terms of if things don't go as planned and there are complications with birth and stuff like that, like what do they offer in terms of help and stuff like that. So yeah, it was really helpful just to do that, just to give us a sense of what's going to happen on D-Day, just so that we are not confused on what to do or where to do it and stuff like that. So it was really, really helpful, and I 100% recommend that everybody does a hospital tour. Right after you choose the hospital, that you're going to give birth at. Like if you're gonna do it privately like we did, there's not a lot of options. Obviously, we only have like three private hospitals here. So it's very important that you do the tour. Make sure that the hospital is also close to where you live and stuff like that, because birth can be really crazy. You don't want your water to break and you have to get to the doctor. Really, you need to get to the hospital really quickly, and you end up having to drive so many hours and all that stuff. So yeah, very, very important that you do the tour. The fifth and last thing that you need to do before you go into labor is definitely to pack your hospital bag. A lot of people take this for granted, but it's very, very, very important that your hospital bag is packed like in advance. Like, you don't want a situation whereby you unexpectedly go into labor and you have to just pack things in a rush. You don't want that, because you end up not packing everything that you need, and you don't want a situation whereby you have to come back home to get a few things and go back to the hospital. Like, you just don't want that. So the best thing that you can do for yourself is when you hit 37 weeks or 36 weeks, you just pack your hospital bag. Make sure you have everything that you need. It's packed, it's in a corner somewhere, so that when that day arrives, all you have to do is grab a bag and then you're ready to hit the road, and you don't spend too much time trying to scramble looking for things for the baby, things for yourself, things for your birthing coach, like things for your partner and all that stuff. So you want everything to just be where it's going to be easy to just grab and go. So if you have any questions as far as all the steps that I talked about, in terms of who to call, where to go, and all that stuff, and a little bit about my experience and all that stuff, that all you have to do is just DM me on Instagram. That is where I'm most active. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you if you're pregnant and you're just about to give birth and you just don't know what you need to do to prepare for it. I hope this video is really helpful and it gives you an idea on what to do just to feel like you are a step closer to being prepared for that labor and delivery stage. Make sure you subscribe and like this video if you found it helpful. It really helps grow my channel, and also for me to know what videos you guys are interested in. See you in the next video. Bye.